Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and this is another episode of Real Weird, Real Funny, Real News. I have an interesting show gathered up for you guys tonight. I got some good articles. I got some good things to laugh at, because we're all going to have to cut loose once in a while, or we're just going to pop like a big zit because of all the stress. So that's what this show is about. And to get it started, just to let you know, there's a possibility I still may be joined by Belinda tonight, but we'll have to wait and see on that. She's got a few things going on while she's over here in Pensacola, and if she joins us, that'll be fun. If not, we'll still have a good time. I mean, as much as we can without Belinda. Linda, good to see you, DM. Always. Dennis, welcome. Darla, I saw that you had to take off. Hope you get back. And I got Wilman757. I got Linda Horner again. There she is twice. Yep, there she is. Prophet is here. Harley's Gods, Guns, and Rednecks. We are all gathered here today. Look at that. Disabled Vets Perspective is here. That's a good one. Not really, but I heard I had to give him props. But anyway, so welcome everybody. Before I get going into the headlines, I hope everybody has gone to the restroom, because some of these things are going to make you want to piddle. Hey, Jeff, welcome. CLC, good to see you. You made it. And before we get started, I want to bring up a couple of things. First to note is, if you guys want to help out with this Operation Border Command, the 20-day trip, 2,000-mile adventure going across the entire length of the southern border, hosted by American Joe and Douglas Ducote. These are the points to get in contact with them. Bordercommand.com is so you can look it up on the web and see what's going on. To get headlines and highlights and up-to-date information, you're going to text your OBC to 53445. And if you want to donate, it's at fundly.com/OBC. So make sure, if you have the chance to help them out, it's going to be a very expensive trip, and we're trying to help make that happen so we can all get the information we've been desperately in search of. And number 2 announcement is, please watch for our Break a Grand promo coming up next week. Help us Patriots crest 1,000. We got several of us. We got DM, History B, RRC, or R-Rated Conservative, myself, Ashley, and I think I might have missed one. Charity is going to be on there. We're all trying to get to the 1 grand mark before the new year, because the rules of YouTube will change and make it very difficult for us to get the message out, so to speak. So it's important. If you know people that are interested in our content, let them know about us. Share us out to everybody you know. And let's see if we can get these things growing a little bit, so YouTube can't put even more restrictions on us and make it that much more difficult to get the information to you folks, because that's our goal. Haha, look at that. Lisa Olafson joined us tonight. That name is so familiar. I bet she's hot. Yeah, she's over there and left me for a month, going out to hang out with her mother, so I'm here all by myself. I don't know how I'm going to make it. But anyway, so without any further ado, or a don't, let's get into it. Oh, wait, that's Chris Como. What a moron. I can't do that. All right. Let's see. Got to get to the articles. Why do they change when you turn your, when you drop the screen, you come up and they're all gone? Oh, let's start this one out with very unusual activity. A Texas company removes a murder suspect's GPS monitoring bracelet due to unpaid fees without telling authorities. Yes, folks, just cut them loose or pay the bill. Easy for them to do. A truck carrying 38,000 pounds of frozen bagels catches fire on the Indiana highway. And in other news, a massive picnic takes place off of an Indiana highway. Film at 11. Oh, let's see. North Carolina mom and 2 others arrested after they allegedly swapped a child for a car. it might have been a decent deal. We don't know. We just don't have that information. It could have been a really nice car, and the kids could have been doing something they didn't like. We just don't know. We haven't got the information. Hey, Pete. Hey, Billy. Good to see you guys. Sandra's here too. All right, we got the band back together. So those are a few of the unusual headlines, and yet we have more to come. Zombie deer threatening to invade USA. Yes, folks, zombie deer. You thought the zombie apocalypse was just a movie. Well, I got news for you. It's real, but it's pretty much with deer right now. The contagious terminal illness has been compared to mad cow, lethargic, thin, and extremely weak, with an unusual appetite for brains. So you're going to want to stay away from the zombie deer. And if you happen to get near them, remember 2 shots to the head, just to be sure. You never want to make yourself second guess. Also, in that same news bank, we have a Texas man robbed a bank to pay for his wedding rings a day before his wedding. Apparently, he wanted out before he got in, and he figured that was the best way to do it. And apparently, Coke floats. Not to be mistaken for the drink, folks, but no cocaine. Coke floats. Suspected drug smuggler saved from a drowning by cocaine packets. Apparently, if you bundle all your packets of cocaine together, you are quite possibly going to live long enough to be rescued from the sea. And if they were smart, they would say, we just happened to come along this pile of debris and we decided to jump on. Double tap and hit the pockets. Yes, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, but in the case of a zombie deer, definitely 2 to the head. It's only ammunition and it can be replaced. All right. And let's hear this one, folks. I know some of you have done it, and you can't tell me you haven't. Using your phone on the toilet is giving you piles. Yes, folks, piles. Medical terminology here. Although many of us refuse to admit it, it's a fact that everyone uses their phone on the toilet. Protest all you like, but we won't believe you if you say you don't. In fact, a recent study revealed that 57% of Brits had owned up to using their phone on the loo, with 8% claiming they always do it. I can't think of a better place to get the conversation done. You got the perfect echo, and you even have sound effects if you need them to get there, to like your people calling to sell you something. You'd be amazed how quickly that phone call can end. But the question is, at what cost does a cheeky swipe through the Instagram on the toilet come at? Doctors are now warning that the practice can give you piles, lumps inside and around your bottom. Not to be confused with the blisters on your ass that your parents gave you when you stepped out of line. Nope, these are totally different. These are a medical condition. The others are a physical condition and a attitude adjustment. Huge difference. Angela Rouse, good to see you. Welcome. I'm seeing, let's see, Dennis Lawson. Yep, to the head. But, all righty. Boy, these headlines go quickly. Now, folks, as you know, with the discussion of the border wall, one of the primary concerns of the Democrats was the cutoff of our supply of avocados. That's right, folks. Not the trafficking and not the drugs, but our avocados. And apparently, in this particular situation, the avocado ban might have been in favor. The title of the article is Avocado Betrayal Breaks a Woman's Heart. That's right, folks. Avocados are dangerous. And as soon as I can get the ads out of my way while they're disrupting my progress, there we go. The hearts of avocado toast aficionados might skip a beat when the green mash is spotted at dinner. But for one Israeli woman, her love of avocado caused serious heartache. She consumed an entire spoonful of the green, luscious paste during a wedding reception before realizing her mistake. She chowed down wasabi, an entire spoonful. Yes, folks, there are other ways much more pleasurable to die. Really, though, who serves wasabi at a wedding? The British Medical Journal published the case study, which supports the argument not getting guacamole will literally break a person's heart. And apparently, getting it also may break a person's heart. Yes, holy guacamole indeed. The immediate result of eating a whole spoonful of wasabi was what one might expect: chest constriction and pain that eventually radiated down the woman's arms, and my personal experiences down the legs too. Avocado lovers, synonymous with lovers of life, lovers of love, everyday heroes, will salute the 60-year-old's constitution, as the pain and discomfort wasn't enough to make her leave the party. Instead, she stayed and presumably partied like she wasn't, just deeply betrayed and attacked by a wasabi that was camouflaged as a avocado. The next day, the depth of the betrayal hit her. She awoke feeling weak, generally uncomfortable, and sought out medical advice. At the hospital, an ultrasound showed what many already know to be true: missing out on avocado can break your heart. I don't make this stuff up. I just read it, folks. 12B Georgia, good to see you. Let's see. Where did I leave off? It seems avocado does actually count as beloved. Women are much more likely to... Okay, doctors diagnosed her with broken heart syndrome, which occurs after a sudden physical or emotional stress. That stress is usually sudden loss, and because of this woman's misfortune, it seems avocado does actually count as a beloved vegetable. But technically, it's a fruit. Women are much more likely to develop conditions, specifically postmenopausal women. So, for the love of God, women, stay away from avocados. They'll break your heart. The syndrome feels much like a heart attack and causes the affected ventricle to descend as it pumps blood through the body. Unlike the heart attack, there's no blockage. Arteries and patients usually make a full recovery. Doctors in Israel treated the woman by slowing down her heart rate, lowering her blood pressure, and giving diuretics to reduce fluid around the heart. Not to mention a nice bowl of guacamole. Many things can go wrong with the heart, biologically and emotionally. About 32.4 million people around the world suffer from interruption of blood flow to the heart every year. About 1% of those people have medically certifiable broken hearts. Since both physical and emotional stress can cause an ailment, there's no specific triggers. Spousal death, the death of a pet, or even eating exotic foods, like wasabi, are all causes of recorded cases. A man in Malaysia ate 20 sago worms sauteed in a wok, and after 3 days of itchiness and shortness of breath, he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and broken heart syndrome. Yes, folks, the bottom line is, please stay away from the worms, and for the love of God, don't go near the avocados. They will break your heart. And if you feel the need to take a spoonful of wasabi, from my personal experience, I pray for you. And with that, I can actually give you my personal experience with wasabi. When I first moved to Japan at the age of 10 years old, I went to a sushi bar for my first time and was met by a nice, friendly Japanese man who explained to me how to eat sushi. Apparently, you want to cleanse your palate. So the first thing you do is you take your little chopsticks and you pick up some ginger and you eat some ginger. That apparently cleans the taste buds and gets you ready for everything else. And then, according to this man, you take the whole spoonful of green pudding that is on the corner of the plate and you put that in your mouth so that you're nice and ready for the awesome flavors of sushi. But what he didn't tell you before you put the entire spoonful of pudding in your mouth is that it was not pudding, it was wasabi. So after about 2.5 hours of absolute misery and hell and not even remembering what the sushi tasted like, you finally start getting some relief. Until a little later, but we won't go into that part. All right, that is my experience with wasabi. Jalapeno, yes, but much worse than jalapeno. It's blood curdling. But now I'm used to it, so wasabi is just a good palate teaser. And in the next little set of news, unbearable. Cubs get locked into a van and honk the horn to get out. 2 bear cubs were rescued after they locked themselves in a van and then honked the horn for help. News reports say security technicians Jeff Stokely and Parker parked his van outside a customer's home in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and went to work. Soon he heard the horn honking and realized it was his van. He went back to the van and was surprised when he saw 2 small bear cubs locked inside and repeatedly hitting the horn. Stokely says the cubs must have climbed in through the driver's side door and then locked themselves by hitting the lock button. Stokely took video and photos of the cubs before opening the door and letting them out. It's good to have blackmail on the bear cubs when they climb into your car with the intent of vandalizing it. I hear that works for car thieves too. When they climb in, the door's locked and they can't do anything. Florida Jim, good to see you. I saw Deplorable Bobby jump in here too. Good to see you. We're getting a whole group of people in here. Anyway, so that is the Bears. Dubbers. Good news is they are doing fine, and after he was mauled for a short time by the mother bear, he will be recovering too. All right. I am blowing through these things. I hope I can give you guys enough. I think you guys have remembered we started out going after Florida for some of their craziness, and then we went to California and back to Georgia. But I had a request to start coming after you folks in Tennessee. So without further ado, these 15 crazy laws in Tennessee are unbelievable, but yet totally real and totally still in effect. Yes, Tennessee folks. You can't sell hollow logs in Tennessee, so don't do it. Don't do it. If you see a log that's hollow, just stay away from it. It'll get you in trouble. You might be able to cut it in half or cut it in quarters and then get away with it, but never a hollow log. Just don't do it. And number 14, carrying a skunk over state borders is a huge no-no. Unless you're looking for trouble, we recommend you don't do it. Do not carry a skunk over the state line. The trouble you get into stinks, I assure you. So just don't do it, even if they're cute. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even carry a black and white cat just because of the risk of being arrested for carrying a skunk across state lines. You can't do that here either. With a zoological Class A license, you can, but we're not going to get all that technical because I had to have that with my petting zoo. All right, number 13. In Oneida, I believe that is, Oneida, it is technically considered illegal for women to call a man and ask him on a date. Bad news for all those independent ladies out there. You just can't do it. Do not call him in and ask him on a date. You can call him in and ask him to ask you on a date, but do not ask the man out on a date. Don't do it. It's against the law. All right, number 12, the only animal it is legal to shoot out of your car window is a whale, as in California's law. Good luck finding one, guys. It's Tennessee. But if you have that much of a caliber and you think you can reach them from there, by all means, go for it. But I would at least be facing east or west when you shoot the animal out of season for your grocery list, and make sure you tell the police you were aiming at the whale off the coast of South Carolina. Just trying to help you protect yourself. Number 11. You can move in with your girlfriends, but not too many of them. If 8 or more women are living together in a Tennessee house, it is considered a brothel. Yikes. Just stick to one, folks. They're a handful, but I think you can handle one. Mine's a good one. I can handle her, as long as she lets me. Tony Patriot jumped in here. Hey, buddy, how you doing? All right, number 10. Spitting on the sidewalk in Lexington is quite solidly illegal. Same in Singapore. You will be dealing with the cops if you spit on the sidewalk in Lexington. Don't do it. I don't know what it says about pooping on the sidewalk, but we'll have to refer to San Francisco for that. But don't spit on the sidewalk. Number 9. It's a misdemeanor to tattoo a minor in Tennessee. It's a felony in other states, but only a misdemeanor in Tennessee. So, hey, if you don't mind a couple of days in jail, ink those puppies up. Make them colorful, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I can have that effect on people, Dennis. All right, number 8, holding hands is considered a gateway to sexual activities, so it is illegal on school grounds. Yes, folks, procreation can always start with handsy grabbies. Don't hold hands. Your parents will probably tell you that babies are caused that way. Don't do it. It's illegal. Number 7. Did I mention this is Tennessee, folks? Number 7. If that roadkill looks appetizing, go for it. It's completely legal to pick up some roadkill on the highway on the way home and fry it up for supper. I'd recommend, if it smells a little funny, that you probably go further and look to see if there's something a little fresher, just like you might do in your grocery store. You'll want to get the highest quality foods, not the ones with tire tracks through the middle of them. Just my opinion. Number 6. It's illegal to post images online if they are meant to cause emotional distress. That is, it's illegal if there is no legitimate purpose. We'll leave you to sort that one out. Therefore, any images of me that would be posted online with the intent of emotionally disturbing others, you'd be pretty good at it. But don't do it. It's illegal. I can think of other images like Nancy Pelosi. That one is traumatic, and it should never be posted online. Oh, we have in Onega again. The song "It Ain't Going to Rain No Mo" is actually outlawed. Don't hum that tune too loud, and do not make it out there. If you make it out there. It ain't gonna rain no more, no more. No, sorry. Anyway, so I'm not in Tennessee, so therefore I did not break the law. That's a good one. Number 4. Sharing your Netflix password is a tried and true illegality in the volunteer state. If your wife wants a movie and you have the code for your Netflix, don't give it to her. It's a trap. You will be hauled off. Don't do it. Don't watch Netflix anyway. It'll poison your brain. Number 3, the art of lassoing a fish is lost to Tennesseans, as it is now illegal. Yes, folks, you can no longer lasso fish. You still lasso cows and maybe your girlfriend in certain occasions, but not the fish. Don't do it. It's illegal. I'm just telling you this stuff for your own good, because you'll never know when you go to Tennessee and you might be humming "It Ain't Gonna Rain No Mo." Just trying to look out for you folks. Don't lasso fish. And number 2, don't buy a kid a beer. Don't even dare them to buy one. Why? It's illegal, of course. I think that is possibly a law everywhere. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's definitely under the weird laws of Tennessee. Maybe it is a weird law. Maybe they're used to being able to take Junior out for a beer at the bar. Never know. Number 1. Bummer, guys. You can't drive in Tennessee while you're asleep. Attempting it is illegal. Don't do it. Do not drive while sleeping. It's just not a good combination, but it is also illegal. Even if it was legal, I just wouldn't recommend it. So those are the 15 strange laws still on the books in Tennessee. Will your state be next? Let's just wait and see. I am open for suggestions. If you have another state you want me to bring you the weird laws, I'll look in my chat and I'll see what I can do. I only wanted to snooze. Don't do it. It is illegal. Now, in other states, I think you might be okay, but just not in Tennessee. So if you need to get your nap on the way to Tennessee, you'll want to do that, and not when you cross over the border. You know, just be safe. Don't sleep in Tennessee. All right. That is those, and this is this. And those are it. And that is all. No. Wait. All right. Here's a little bit of scientific news, since we've gone through the others so quickly. Scientific news. Strange news in science. Meat grown in space for the first time ever. This cultivated meat is slaughter-free. Does that mean that it is even meat and no furry critters were hurt in the making of this material? I don't know. I'm going to skip that one. I need to do Kentucky next time. All right. Since the wife has spoken, it overrules everyone else, and I will be doing Kentucky next time. The great and powerful wife has spoken. 5'2" and mean as a junkyard dog, but cuddly as hell too. So kind of have to have both. All right. We don't need to know about dark matter. That's nobody's business. Elon Musk doesn't know where the aliens are, so please stop asking. Official headline, folks. Falling fireballs crashed into Chile last week. They weren't meteorites, experts say. We don't know what they were, experts say. And let's see. UFOs are real. That is all. Oh. Florida man discovers decades-old dead body using Google Earth. Finds a vehicle with a missing man in it in his backyard in a pond. Amazing what you can find with Google Earth. All right. So those are the scientific headlines. But for the love of God, people, stay away from the cultivated meat. Or maybe they need to rename it. Because if it wasn't furry at one time, it probably isn't meat now. Overcooked meatball. I don't even want to know what Neil said. What did Neil said? What DM said. Okay, what did DM said? Elon Musk is an idiot. I tend to agree with that. And brings me to my next story. Yes, folks, Elon Musk, the new CEO of Tesla. The Tesla Model S police car nearly runs out of range in mid-pursuit. Yes, folks, battery-powered police cars just aren't a good mix. The Fremont, California Police Department looks a little different than others, largely due to the fact that it runs a Tesla Model S police vehicle. Yet the department likely learned a tough lesson when the Model S police car suffered a nearly depleted battery right in the middle of a police pursuit. And in other news, criminals have started a crowd-share account in order to raise money to buy Tesla Model S's for the entire police department of the United States of America. So we want to help them get that done because apparently they run out of gas halfway through a chase. The Mercury News first reported on the situation on Tuesday and gathered the radio conversations between Fremont officer Jesse Hartman and local dispatch. In the call, he begins pursuit of a felony vehicle before noting the Model S police cruiser only showed 6 miles of electric range before the battery was completely out of juice. Again, folks, let's remember the crowd sharing and raise the money. Get those police cars for every precinct across the country. New vehicles guaranteed. After stating, "I may lose it here in a second," I think he probably would, conveying he was nearly at the end of the electric car's battery life. The radio transmission relays officer Hartman request for another unit to take over the pursuit lead. Shortly after the Model S neared the end of its range, police terminated the chase amid suspects' unsafe driving maneuvers. Officer Hartman, meanwhile, said that he needs to find a charging station to make it back to the city. The Tesla police car juiced up in San Jose before returning to the station. Meanwhile, 8 hours later, and a shift and a half, and he made it nice and safely back home. Conservative Patriot, good to see you. Welcome. All right. Roadshow reached out to the Fairmont Police Department for comment and were told it's unclear why the Tesla wasn't charged that particular day. Officer Hartman's shift began at 2 p.m. and he initiated the traffic stop that led to the pursuit at 11 p.m. The department is overall thrilled with the Tesla performance as police cruiser. A department spokesman said the Model S typically returns with 40% to 50% of its battery life remaining. On this particular day, the battery actually lasted 2 full shifts. It was an unfortunate coincidence that the pursuit occurred just as it reached the end of its charge. Not to mention the fact that it would lose its battery quicker the faster you drive it. Colleen is here. Good to see you. And Hang in Arizona. Welcome. We are discussing the crowdfunding account to raise money to get Tesla Model S police vehicles for every precinct across the country, and then much faster cars for the rest of us. With big V8 gasoline hogging engines. All right. And now, for the part of my show I like to call Headlines. Yes, folks, these are real headlines. I don't make them up, and I'm going to end up with a short show tonight. Maybe because my co-host doesn't have the other half of the show for me, but you know what? It's for the effect. Timing, not effect. And let me get this thing zoomed in a little bit because I need to be able to see it to read it. And I think I've read this one before, but apparently Thursday is canceled. And body in duffel bag may be homicide. Weight Watchers demonstrator shoplifts cupcakes. Yes, folks. This is the kind of stuff that happens on our planet. Jellyfish apocalypse not coming. Apparently, they had enough peanut butter. Hospitals resort to hiring doctors. When all else fails, folks, you gotta hire doctors. Because, I don't need to have a dirty mouth, but I promise you this is not meant to be dirty when it says, damn road sign keeps disappearing. Apparently there's a dam ahead, so the damn thing just keeps disappearing. I don't know if I said that in context or not. Policeman loses nose in circumcision ceremony. I don't even want to know. It's another way, normal. Let's see, what did I miss from Mr. Neil again? Also, one day closer to the weekend. Yes, but remember, Thursday is canceled. So, it's the headline. I didn't make it up. It's right there. It's in the news. It must be real. Overweight kids may not be eating enough, study says. Okay. Death may ease tension. Yes, folks, if you're having tension headaches, death may be the best cure. I don't make it up. It's in the headlines. It must be true. Did he go to the VA for his surgery? It is entirely possible. Just a little off the top, please, said the man to the barber at the Jewish synagogue. Never mind, that was not good. Some jokes I should keep to myself. And quintuplets born 15 months early. Just going to let that one simmer for a second, folks. Right about now, it should be kicking in. Yes, folks. Quintuplets born 15 months early. My computer spazzes out on me on a regular basis, Tony. You just got to learn to roll with it, man. All right. Policeman thought he could only be charged with burglary at night. Let me get that punctuation in there correctly. Police report. Man thought he could only be charged with burglary at night. Therefore, he attempted it during the day. Apparently, the gender argument is being brought to a close because it says, was bank robber a he or a she? And apparently breasts might be a clue. That's the official statement from the detective. So we're getting closer to the final argument on he and she. Forecasters call for weather on Monday. Whether or not, psychics predict world didn't end yesterday. I think I've already read that one before, but it didn't end yesterday either. Well, hang in Arizona, I appreciate that. Yeah, this was a cut loose day. There's no official business going on today except for real news. Because I can't make this stuff up, I have to read it as it is. Very, very true. Alex is dropping these so fast, I'm too slow, and I'm still shaking my head at one he already on to the next one. Yes, I know it takes a minute. Sometimes they don't kick in for a second or two after I've already read them. Some of these I have to pause and let them just fall into where they're supposed to be. CCA upholds butt search for crack. Apparently, they need to make sure it's still there, so they're going to uphold that search. Let's see, stabbing disrupts class for anger management. Apparently, he missed that subject. If you had no idea what to get her for Valentine's Day, imagine how overwhelming arranging her funeral would be. Yes, folks. If you can't find flowers, a casket is just as nice. Just go to the casket store and pick up one. She'll love you forever. Who's crack-a-lackin'? That's the question I ask many, many times. Don't get menaged. Yes. Or please find crack in butthole. Yep. Or drop trowel and find crack. You can write the headline any way you want it. It's still crack. Study finds our cats understand us, but they don't really give a damn. And they needed a study for that. I can look at my own cat and tell you exactly what that article says. Come over here, kitty. Go screw yourself. It's pretty much that simple every single time. Police arrest everyone on February 22nd. So apparently we are all arrested. We just all haven't been hauled off yet. So just keep your eye open and be ready when they come to pick you up. A county to pay $250,000 to advertise lack of funds. Which brings me to my story of my local county. Today I voted no on a 1 penny sales tax increase because the mind manipulation and the sales and marketing used to feed the line of crap to the people to vote for their own tax raises is astonishing. We want to elect somebody because they want to lower our taxes and make jobs easier to find, and then we go and we vote our own tax raises. Yeah. And taxpayers paid for that cat study. Yes, absolutely. The interesting thing is that with our 1 penny sales tax increase, because they are out of funds in my county for certain programs, they spent thousands of dollars in the last couple of months making signs, renting billboards, and putting flyers in the mail. Needless to say, I voted no. Learn to spend the money the correct way, and you will never be without it. Live within your means, as everybody says. Hey, B, welcome. Okay, we got another one here. Newest residents are from elsewhere. Yes, folks, elsewhere brings in new people. They weren't there before because they were elsewhere, but now they're new. Oh, like I said, it's real news. I just report it. Few want to die, doctors find in a study. Yeah, it's true. It took doctors and a study to figure out that few people really want to die. It's amazing what they can do with a little studying. They can figure out the answers to many things, like why your cat tells you to piss off every time you say, "Come here, kitty." It's just that amazing, folks. Despite the occasional discovery of dead bodies, officials say the Cook County Forest Preserve is a safe place to hold a family event and commune with nature. Yep, it's one of those things. It's just dead bodies, folks. Just step over them and enjoy your picnic, and you'll be fine. Uh, According to the Central Texas Digest, this is an article from a while back, not now, so don't freak out. It says stinky water is okay to drink. I'll take the dehydration and death. Thank you very much. Apparently this is an old article too, because it says Puerto Rican teen named mistress of the universe. I think they put a few too many letters in there because it should have been Miss Universe. But mistress, we don't know. What she does in her personal time, that's none of our business. Threat disrupts plans to meet about threats. Like I said, folks, I don't make this stuff up. I just read the news. It's real weird, real funny, real news. You don't need to go to the mainstream media for this, folks. You can come here every Tuesday and I'll give it straight to you as it's written, as it is. Miracle cure kills 50 patients. Kills fifth patient. Too many T's and Y's in that word for me. Miracle cure kills fifth patient. But it's looking up. Library vote upholds decision to okay guns but ban wooden shoes. I can see why. Shh. It's a library, no wooden shoes. It's okay to have the gun. Don't fire it, please. Keep it quiet. Alrighty then. Nudists fight erection of towers near wreck bench nudist colony. That's a damn shame when even the nudists are fighting erections. I don't know what to do for them. And again, forecasters still call for weather on Monday. Yep. Some of them I'm just going to have to skip. You'll just have to take my word for it that they are very funny and you can laugh if you'd like. But I am not an adults only show, so even though it's a headline, it's not written well and it should be banned from the social ears. Police solve case of missing bacon. Probably found it on the pigs that had run away from the slaughterhouse. Let's see. Emergency biscuits flown into UK due to national shortage. You can have your tea, but folks, there are no biscuits. That's just the way it is. Stupid headlines are equally split between stupid things people do and let's see what else they said. Cut it off. It must have been hilarious. Scientists blame germs for illnesses. Yep, miraculous, breathtaking studies. Just unbelievable what you can figure out. Throw a few million government dollars at it, and you can create conclusions to some of the most incredible studies. We call our baby hashtag or pound for short. And in other news, parents committed to psychiatric hospital, film at 11. Let's see. Okay, this one is just fascinating. I don't know how they find these kind of things. Caskets found as workers demolish a mausoleum. Unbelievable what you can find nowadays when you tear down mausoleums. I mean, caskets. Who'da thunk? Really? Bisexit. Something of that effect. How you doing, Tim? Angela Rouse, welcome. And we saw Wilman's in here. We definitely raised our hands. Zombie Farmer, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I like that picture of the pup. I got my trusty co-host also. He's always right here by my side. Unfortunately, won't be much longer. I know you had a little buddy of yours you had to put down a while back. This guy's not doing real sporty. He's been in bad shape now. He's just turned 18. So 18 in September. So he's in his 19th year. So anyway, no downer news today. It's not allowed. It's illegal. Should be under one of those local laws. Murderer says detectives ruined his reputation. You can't even keep your reputation after killing people nowadays. What does it take? Unbelievable. Rooms with broken air conditioners are hot. Dude, that's hot. Okay. Like I said, I can't read them all, but I can laugh about them. Got to keep it clean, folks. Got to keep it clean. Dead pets should not be stored with food. Shouldn't do it. Just one of those things they recommend. This one might blow your mind. Close look at dating finds that men choose attractive women. Yes, folks, it's just the way it is. But just remember, attractive is selective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I hope everybody thinks my wife is ugly. Is that a mean thing to say? It might be. But think about it. If everybody in the world thought my wife was ugly, I would never have to worry about nothing. But she's not. She's gorgeous. She's hot as a firecracker. I have to beat them off with a stick. So, I don't have my luck. Anyway, pills promise better sex, but their users might die. Yep. It could be a hell of a good time with a different kind of climax. It might max anyway. Ew, yes. Large selection, fresh caught Canadians. Yes, folks, you can now get fresh caught Canadians, and I don't know what you do with them, but you can get them. Okay. County spelling bee postponed one more time. It was postponed one more time. So apparently you not only have to be able to spell, you have to be able to speak some kind of foreign language, because postponed, I believe, is not the correct spelling. Hispanics ace Spanish test. Yes, folks, that's the kind of stuff that we have here for you. Oh. And the police were called over a killer goldfish. But there's only about 800 more of these, so I'm going to probably stip it right there. Good. Okay. There's a good place to stop, and we will pick up on those more next week in our segment we like to call Strange Headlines. And with that is actually all of the real weird, real funny, real news. And I want to thank my mods for all the fine, outstanding, wonderful work you do, and all of my guests for joining me tonight. It's been a hoot. It's been a blast. It's been a trip. And tip your waitress on the way out. Wait a minute. Anyway, so we know we're doing Kentucky next week. So, weird laws that are still in the books. Kentucky, I'm coming for you. We're going to find them. And with that being said, I think we got Pete the Patriot coming up after me. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you, brother. And you guys need to step over there and watch him. He's got some good information he's always giving. Probably not nearly as funny as mine, but not everybody can be this good. It takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of effort. I have to work at this. When you have a face like this, if you're not at least funny, then, you don't have much going for you. All right. That being said, yay, mods. Yes, they do rock. I will see you guys on Thursday night on Political Chat, and we'll see if we can... Great informers in the house. He made it just before I blinked out. All right. So Thursday night, Political Chat. Still looking to see if I can get somebody to co-host that with me. So if you know somebody wants to co-host Political Chat, make sure you get them to grab my email underneath any and all of my videos and give me an email, and we'll see about getting you on for Political Chat. But until next time, folks, stay in the fight.